This play is from the first half where the Lakers had 20 assists, the ball was moving, and they created a 26-point lead against the Thunder. There's good motion off the ball, nobody's standing around, the ball's popping. There's a handoff here to Malik Monk in the corner. If he wants this, there's a wide open gap here between Favors and Lu Dort. With Favors' momentum going towards the baseline, this would be a perfect time to turn the corner and attack the basket. But even with that missed opportunity, the Lakers are still active and the motion continues. AD sets a hard pick for Westbrook. Malik Monk is sinking down towards the corner to try to take his man SGA with him, which doesn't happen, but Westbrook draws two and AD pops out and gets the ball in wide open space. Now SGA is right in front of him and can contest this, but look at what he does with the ball fake toward Monk. It's a very subtle fake, but it freezes SGA, and now AD has the opportunity to shoot this shot wide open. He misses this shot, but the point is here that there's good motion off the ball. The Lakers were passing and finding open areas on the floor, and their activity was just at another level at this point in the game. Now we're going to look at how stagnation crept in on the Lakers offense in the third quarter versus the first half. They had just 23 points to the Thunder 41 and could only muster 4 assists for a quarter. Westbrook is bringing the ball up at the helm. Monk is on the weak side set up to come off a double screen. But as he turns the corner, his man SGA goes underneath. If he recognizes this, he could simply flare off the screen and wait for a pass behind the 3-point line. With his man going under the screen, there's definitely enough space here to get that shot off. So sometimes it's not necessarily running the play that the coach drew up. It's about reading the defender's reaction to the play and capitalizing off that, even if you would have to improvise on certain things. There appears to be some confusion on the play as Monk almost runs into AD, who gets pushed forward by SGA. But even with that, the result is that Lu Dort goes underneath the screen and dares Westbrook to shoot this ball, which at this time of the season should be every team's philosophy, going against a guy that's shooting under 20% from the 3-point line. And with 14 seconds to go on the clock, the ball never changes hands. With a non-shooter like Westbrook, this is not only easy to guard for the defense, it also gives them time to rest on that end of the floor, which then in turn gives them more energy on the offensive side of the ball. Third quarter, this is the very next possession. Westbrook comes down, receives a little screen from DeAndre Jordan, and shoots a contested jumper with 16 seconds to go on the clock. I noticed this season that there was something different about Westbrook's jump shot. It appears as though that early on in his career, he had more lift on his jump shot and also more hang time. He held on to the ball a little longer. He also seemed to have been floating a bit forward on the release versus now where he's a little bit more tilted back on the jump shot. Very next play, Westbrook comes down, AD gives him a screen, he gets in the mid-range area, Lu Dort goes underneath the screen daring Westbrook to shoot this ball. There's no movement from the weak side, everybody just standing around. Again, there's 16 seconds on the clock, and he fires this and barely draws iron. This plays right into the defense's hands, and it also demoralizes your teammates. Westbrook is now in transition. There's a wall built here by OKC to prevent any drives to the basket, daring Westbrook to shoot the ball again from the mid-range. With 20 seconds on the clock, and you see this wall built up, it would be a good time to dribble this ball back out and reset. But even with that said, if Westbrook decides to attack more to the right side of this wall, that could bait an already leaning SGA, which leaves the corner shooter Bradley. But Westbrook decides to attack and gets caught in the air. Now even with that, he has another option. He could easily drop this ball off to AD, who has the option of a floater and also has a better angle to make that corner pass to Bradley. But instead, Westbrook throws a lollipop toward half court. Lu Dort is a savvy defender, and he picks that up and goes the other way for the dunk. In the second half now on defense, Josh Giddey really carved up the Lakers in this one. They played him conservative on the pick and rolls and allowed him to get to the middle of the floor at will. On his first play, Giddey dribbles Monk into a screen and changes direction, which is a positive for the Lakers, and I'll explain why. But first, Monk is playing too far off Giddey here. If he's up closer and playing aggressively on the rookie, it creates a scenario where he is tight to Giddey's body and could easily slip around these screens. Now back to why it was a positive for Giddey to turn the corner and go left. It creates a double side tag for the roller from the weak side, where AD can tag hard on Favors and Russ plays 2 on the backside. This will allow Jordan to play up on Giddey, knowing that AD has eyes on the roller. But Jordan stays back and allows Giddey to dictate the action, and he shoots a floater right over the top. Next play, Giddey on the pick and roll again, and he's attacking to the right side of the floor. But notice on this pick and roll, the roller is going to be going to the single side tag where AD is, versus the other play where he was going towards that double side tag. With the single side tag now, if AD leaves his man and goes toward Favors to prevent the roll, that's an easy pass. Kenrich Williams in the corner for 3. The difference between this play is that Howard now hedges on his pick and roll and creates some resistance for Giddey, which slows him up and prevents him from getting into the paint. This is the aggression that the Lakers needed to be playing on this guy and force him to make tough decisions. Even with that, Giddey's pass is tipped and OKC gets lucky as it still goes to Favors and he gets the easy dunk. Notice as this play is developing how Kenrich Williams is sliding up towards the wing. This is to get AD moving towards him and away from Favors at the same time. Last play, Giddey's in the middle of the floor again against Bradley. No screen set here, but Giddey has a clear path to the middle of the lane. In this situation, if Howard can come up and show against Giddey, this could prevent a drive. Even if Howard shows and Giddey passes this to Favors, you can live with him taking a long mid-range 2 or even a long 3, which he has yet to attempt on the season. Monk can also do this, but the reason why he can't do it as aggressively as Howard can is that Lou Dort can shoot the ball from distance. So everybody stays put on the defensive end. Giddey gets by Bradley and puts up a floater, and that's money in the bank. In this game, it appeared as though the Lakers got bored with how easy they were getting their points in the first half. When they got re-engaged into this game, OKC had already taken control, and it was too late. The ultimate example of not taking any team in this league for granted.